Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Rainbow Six Siege Reinforcements. I'm Matt, joined by Jordan.
Hello.
And we are talking Year 3 Season 1 patch notes.
Yep, this is the Chimera update patch that's just hit test servers now. So right now you should, if you have the PC version of the game, be able to hop into Chimera, Outbreak. You'll be able to try out those like the Elite skin and the seasonal weapon skins. It should all be there, including the Outbreak packs. They have said they're going to take Outbreak out occasionally and put it back in. It's always how the TTS works. But yeah, it's all over the test servers now, which means that we have the patch notes.
Yes, we do. So let's start with our nerfs because our darling girl Ella, she's had a little bit of work and they're making her harder to use, right? So explain what's the nerf going on.
Okay, so we all said taking 10 rounds away from her magazine wasn't really going to do the job. Clearly it didn't. They've gone hard this time. They've increased her recoil, which means I think more pull on the camera, and also recoil patterns are they're kind of like a diamond shape. So it should create a wider diamond when you're full auto firing.
Sure.
On top of that, they've also taken away quite a bit of damage from her weapon. So it's going from 28 to 23 per shot, which is to counteract the high rate of fire. Suppressed damage is from 24 to 20. So it's almost the amount that they buffed Capital's Power 308, taking away from her gun. It's a big change. I've used her in the test server and she's still definitely playable, but I think it makes it. They've said the issue is they didn't want her to be able to contest as equally as like someone like Ash at long range.
Yep.
So yeah, they've basically reduced it so at short term or short distances she's a lot more like a defender should be.
That's fair. So the other thing is they've changed her kind of like gadget setup as well. So they've taken away impact grenades, right?
Yeah, and in their place you'll find a deployable shield. The reason for this is she was already brilliant at roaming. You shouldn't, or you know, they kind of want to make it so she's not as good, right? Or at least that she can't roam as independently. So if you want those rotation holes, which are what impact grenades are used for, you'll need to get a teammate to do it, or you'll need to bring her shotgun, which sees next to no use whatsoever. So I'm pretty sure they're trying to sort of balance out her loadout in general.
Encourage people to use that shotgun a little bit more.
I wonder if they've gone a little bit too heavy on this one, but she did have the best SMG in the game, probably the best gun in the game. I can't imagine it's changed to the point where she's on the low end of the meta.
No, not at all.
So yeah, they seem quite fair. But she's the only nerf we're getting, because we're also getting a buff to Blitz.
Yes, we're talking about big changes. Blitz is, I mean, I'm starting to sweat a bit when I think about what they've done to Blitz. They've turned this, oh my god, what are the figures?
So it's a very simple change. They've gone from a 3 armor 1 speed to a 2 armor 2 speed, which doesn't sound like a lot.
Oh Christ, it has changed this guy. The way that this, I mean, I was saying about how like he's called Blitz, obviously after the word Blitzkrieg, which is lightning war in German. This guy is a lightning war on his own now, right?
Earlier, I think late last year, basically, they gave him a major buff, which allowed him to sprint with his shield up. This made him a lot better, and I think he crept up a bit in the pick rates. He still apparently is on the absolute bottom alongside Tachanka. Yeah. So they thought, we'll give him another one. Too far. Way too far.
We've been playing him, haven't we? And OP is he's definitely the OP operator.
Yeah, he's turned into a bona fide troll in the test servers right now. It's the fact that he can move as quickly as like most operators. You know, not as fast as a 3 speed, but you know, he's sprinting with a shield up. Yeah. So you have so little time to hit his legs, which are free. He can blind you as well, and then he can hit fire you with a pistol. And
it's sort of that like just shoulder barging into you, right? It's just the way he does that, and like he's flashing at the same time. And we were talking about how like the synergies with the new characters, like if you've got Thinker's aim with him as well, where it steadies the aim, that pistol is just wonderful from hipfire as well.
Yeah, it's already one of the best hipfire pistols in the game, plus a laser sight, plus Thinker's adrenal soup thing, which gives you steadier aim. He's looking terrifying right now. However, Justin Kruger, which is the community developer for Rainbow Six Siege, has since said that the overbuffed speed of Blitz is actually not intentional. It's a bug It's something to do with speed reduction when you have your shield up. It didn't quite work when they increased his speed. And apparently he will be about half the speed when he's sprinting when the build actually goes live. So hopefully he's not quite as terrifying as trolly as he looks in the TTS right now. Of course, there's one more change coming, which is Kapkan is getting impact grenades instead of barbed wire.
Right, okay. Interesting choice, because obviously Kapkan is a guy that you want to funnel people through doorways, right, so that you can make, you know, advantage of those traps that you've laid down. The idea that he's opening up walls that potentially that attackers could use as entry points rather than the doors. Yeah,
it's a bit of an odd one. Yeah, apparently this is because he has enough to do in the preparation phase, because it takes a long time to put down fortifications and all those traps, that they want to either make it so he can rotate back faster, or that he has a gadget that can be used pretty instantly, right?
Yeah, I understand that. Like I play Kapkan a lot and do find that I always run out of time in prep phase, and quite often can end up getting myself killed because I'm just setting up that final trap and someone has already broken through the barricade or something like that.
Or you're trapped in a corner or something.
Yeah, I can see maybe making myself quite, and they're quite easy to throw, right? Like they're just an instant, like, you know, breach between the bomb sites or anything like that. Like maybe that's for the best.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but it's the kind of change where certainly won't push him out the meta at least.
So there are changes to the map inclusions as well. Bartlett.
It's gone.
See ya.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's not a well-liked map. Certainly, I know along with you, Jordan, I don't mind Bartlett, but
it's terrible.
It's going out of casual, which means it won't be in casual, it won't be in ranked. We'll be able to still play it in Terrorist Hunt, but it's not part of the competitive rotation anymore. We're saying hello though to a map that has disappeared for a while. What's coming back?
So Yacht's coming back to casual. Yeah, ranked is unchanged, but certainly when Yacht and Favela got taken out, a lot of people complained, why is Yacht gone, but Bartlett's still in. Well, they've made that change now, which is great, because Yacht, for all of its flaws, isn't that bad. It's as uneven as House.
Sure.
It's a bit wonky, but hopefully they've made some changes in the meantime, by the way. But Bartlett suffers from being just so roam heavy, and there's one door on the whole map. That's not good. You know, that needs to.
It's a tricky map, but we should point out that these obviously are only changes to casual. The ranked playlist remains exactly the same.
Yeah.
And finally, there's a few quality of life adjustments, as we'd expect from any kind of seasonal patch. So do you want to talk about, so there's some changes to down but not out, right?
Right, so one issue people have had is that when you're hitting people in down but not out, you're actually not hitting them at all. Makes it quite hard to finish off people. The reason is that the rotation, when you're like lying on the floor and you're turning around, that's client side. So sometimes it's someone's not in the same place as where you're seeing them in game. So that's fixed now.
Okay.
You won't have any problems with that.
And there's some changes to ammo timings as well?
Yeah, so there's a point in every reload where you'll actually fail the reload. You slot the magazine back in, but then the ammo count doesn't update. It's because there's sort of like a couple of frames where the reload's still technically going on, even though visually it's not. They fixed that. Means reloads are a couple of tiny little bits.
So it's a fraction of a second quicker, right? Okay.
But it also means no one's going to be sort of being like, why is my ammo count not up? It happens a lot on the LMGs, by the way. So I remember playing with Fuse, it happens quite a lot, which is annoying when the reload's so long, right?
And talking about reloads, interrupting tactical reloads?
Yeah, so it used to be that you had to sprint through those. You round a corner, you see someone, you tap sprint, and then you can go back to shooting them. Now, as well as sprint, you can aim down sight. Okay. Which is super helpful. Hopefully it won't confuse anyone, but should be fine. And also, on top of that, so the tactical reloads, you should be able to resume now at the point where you were beforehand.
Okay.
Which sort of doesn't make any sense. It'll be like
quite gamified, right? Rather than the realism that Rainbow tends to go for.
Take out a magazine, carry on firing full auto, pop that magazine back in. But whatever. It's quality of life. It's going to be a lot more comfortable to play.
Then there's some stuff about raw input as well for the PC.
So basically, it used to be that there was some post-processing elements going on with input on mouse times, so it would take slightly on, fractions of seconds.
But those things can cost, right?
Yeah, exactly. On top of everything else that takes fractions and fractions of a second, it's one more thing. Yeah. So you can change your raw input. You just go into the settings and controls, and you should be able to just select that now, and it should be a little bit quicker, a little bit more responsive.
Cool.
But PC players, more good stuff.
And those, of course, are the highlights of the changes, because as with any patch, there is reams and reams of bug fixes and changes that have come. If you kind of want to head over to the Rainbow Six Siege blogs, you'll be able to find out all the patch notes there.
We've got our own post on it.
Yeah.
It's worth noting, usually we'd run through like the highlights, but like there are no highlights. These are very specific bugs, and a lot of them are visual, so nothing huge to report.
So yeah, I guess if you've had any problems yourself and you're looking for that squash, head over there and see that. And that's everything from this episode of Rainbow Six Siege Reinforcements. Keep in mind that all the stuff that we were talking about is on the TTS at the moment. You can download that from Uplay or Steam right now, which will allow you to get in with the new operators. And literally from now, you'll be able to play a bit of Outbreak as well.
Yeah, it's amazing. Go check it out, please.
Definitely, yeah. We've also got some gameplay of that on our channel as well if you want to check that out. Of course, all of these things go live on March 6th, which is when Operation Chimera kicks off on the live server. But until next time, good luck and have fun.